I just got to the Airbnb, so let's clean it. Okay, so these guests stayed here for 5 nights and I got paid $670 from the booking, but they actually paid $891. I'm just grabbing some gloves so that I can gather up all of the dirty towels and put the laundry on. Laundry is always the most time-consuming part of the clean, so it's the very first thing I do when I get here. I love this old washer and dryer. Old faithful. My newer washer and dryer always, like, there's always something going wrong with them. There's also this dish towel I want to throw in. The gray towels have worked out great in my Airbnbs. From what I researched when I first started hosting, everybody was like, you have to use white, it's industry standard, guests aren't gonna book with you if you use anything other than white. That's just not true. Which is just something I've learned through time with hosting. I used to have all white towels at this Airbnb, but they kept getting destroyed no matter how much I would bleach them, soak them. The gray just lasts a lot better. I get the towels from Sam's Club and I really like them. Still got my gloves on because next I tackle stripping the beds. For the most part, I usually take the bed linens home with me to wash instead of waiting for them while I clean, which just saves a lot of time. Then I don't have to sit around waiting for them to finish being washed. So I have a second full set of linens always washed and ready to go. And then I also have backups just in case that second set has stains or something on it. As you can see, I have a mattress protector on here. I do not wash that and take it off every single time, but I do wash it every month or if I see that there's a stain on it. But that's what the fitted sheet is for. So I wash that obviously every single time. I see that there's a stain on this pillow here. It looks like it's just some mascara. Usually spraying this with OxyClean before I wash it will take mascara right out, so let's grab that. Should be right here. Because I leave it out for guests to use, even though it's the same one that I use. And it's missing. Let me look for it. I think the guests must have taken it for some reason, which is a little bit annoying. Like, I just recently refilled it, so they didn't like throw it out because it was empty, I don't think. I remember it being full. I do have the refill size one, so I'll just dump this on there, I guess. I've actually been really fortunate in the sense that I don't really have an issue with guests stealing stuff. And it's something that I was really worried about when I first started hosting. I remember that everything I read was like, only leave out 5 Tide Pods and 1 roll of paper towels because anything else is gonna get stolen, which really just hasn't been the case for me as a host. So I'm assuming this is just like a fluke thing. I also have a theory that guests actually treat my Airbnb better and are more respectful about what they use because I leave out extra. I leave out the whole jar full of Tide Pods, like more than they'll actually need during their stay. And I think that just gives the guests a good impression and they're not like, oh, this host is nickel and diming me, so let me nickel and dime them right back and make sure that I use every last Tide Pod. Or if I'm not using them, let me take them with me so I get my money's worth. That's just a theory of mine. I could be totally wrong. Now that the beds are stripped, I'm gonna go grab the second set of linens that I have in my car because I washed them at home. So I can now just immediately make the beds and I don't have to wait on that laundry. Here we go. The system that works for me is I always have the pink bag for the queen linens and the blue bag is always for the king linens, so I know which bed they go to without mixing them up all the time. And since I have 2 Airbnbs, I label which Airbnb it belongs to. I just feel like that helps keep everything straight. Now the bag is free to put the dirty linens in. And I just wash the bag with the linens. Unless I need to bleach them, then I'll wash them separately. I also noticed in here that the vacuum is unplugged. It's the vacuum that I actually use when I'm cleaning, but I leave it out for guests to use as well. So I'm just gonna plug that in to make sure it has enough battery for when I actually need to vacuum the floors. I'm actually gonna wait on making this bed because I remembered the HVAC people are coming over today to just do a regular maintenance cleaning on our HVAC system, which means they need to access the attic to get to part of it. So I don't want them to get stuff all over the bed. So I'm gonna wait to make that until after they're done. I was just about to get started making the bed in the other bedroom and I found this giant spider and he's trapped under the OxyClean bottle. So I wanna save him. I don't wanna kill him. I don't wanna hurt you. Let me open these blinds. Just crawl onto the paper. Okay, there, it's all right. No! No, no, don't go back that way. Crawl onto this paper, please. Not near the laundry. There you go. Get on there. Oh, yay. He's in here. I hate it. I hate it. Be free. Success. I do actually have the Airbnb blocked off, so nobody's checking in until tomorrow afternoon because of the HVAC maintenance, but also it's our quarterly pest control spray. The pest control spray is more about water bugs, as we call it in the South, aka cockroaches, just to prevent them. They are inevitable living in the South. We do get them from time to time. Knock on wood, it hasn't been an issue with any guests at all so far in the 2 years I've been hosting, but I'm sure at some point it will be, just because like if you're not from the South, you don't realize that they just sometimes get inside just like any other bug. And just because you see one doesn't mean that there's like a million behind the walls, which I think people think that. Before I make the bed, I'm just gonna lint roll the headboard to get any stray hairs that might be on there, since it is a fabric headboard. Making the beds in general is my least favorite part of the clean, just because it takes so long. I use duvets and duvet covers at my Airbnbs, which is more time consuming, I think, than what quilts would be. I have been testing out some quilts at my other Airbnb, but I'm on the hunt to find some that are really good quality still. And I'm just kind of torn about the fact that like I already have all the duvets and duvet covers, and that was expensive. It will be a couple $100s to get new quilts and a second set of quilts, having backups. And it's hard to justify that cost when I already have all the duvets and they work just fine. It just takes me more time. I'm pretty open about the fact that my Airbnbs aren't super profitable, especially this one lately actually really hasn't been doing great. It's just been breaking even. So a couple $100s doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but it kind of is. Can you see that? Sometimes I just don't see the stains until it's all rolled out flat, and then I see them and I'm like, dang it. This is why I always have a backup of the backup. Perfect. I put it on off camera so you didn't have to watch me struggle twice. For the pillows, I use two different kinds. So memory foam pillows and just regular standard like down pillows. I got both of them from Amazon and I really like both, and I get a lot of compliments on the bedding. I don't tuck the duvet in or anything. I think it looks just fine without being tucked. I know some people have their opinions about this, is just how I do it. For all of my real wood furniture, I use this Murphy's oil spray and a microfiber cloth to wipe it down. I used to only use paper towels to wipe everything down, but I have saved a lot of money since I switched to wiping some of the surfaces down with the microfiber cloths. Always check all the drawers. Nightstand drawers too. All right, on to bathroom number 1. I use this countertop spray specifically on the counters, and then I disinfect with the Lysol for like this bit. I forgot to say that I've been really worried about this one upcoming stay that I have at this Airbnb. These guests booked through Vrbo, and she only has a 1-star review. Only 1 review, and it's 1 star. If you're a host, then you'll know that on Vrbo, you can't read or write why a guest got a bad review. So I don't know why they have 1 star. I just know that they do. And so I contacted Vrbo about it, being like, why were these guests able to book in the first place? I don't feel comfortable hosting them. How do I go about canceling this? They told me that if I wanted to cancel it, it would be a penalty to me as the host, aka my listing would rank lower in search results, and I would have to pay them. I can't remember how much it was. It was like $200 or something. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna take the risk, I guess, on the guest, hoping that she would cancel. But anyway, she canceled this morning, which I'm like, thank you. I'm so excited that I don't have to stress about that, and it wasn't me that had to cancel it. She didn't say why she canceled, so I'm like, maybe she saw my TikTok about it, because it got a lot of views. And I do feel a little bad about that, but at the same time, I feel like it's reasonable of me to not feel comfortable hosting somebody with a 1-star review. I actually just got a call from the HVAC people that they're on the way here, so I'm gonna stop filming because I'm too embarrassed to be doing that when they're here doing the HVAC stuff, because they're gonna be in and out. I'm gonna keep cleaning off camera. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.